Hi Virgo, happy birthday and welcome to your Tarology 33 tarot reading for September. We have a Celtic cross spread in front of us. You did get one extra card in the position of the main situation, and then we pull an oracle card that we'll read at the end to help tie everything together. Let's go through one by one. So, in the main situation, you have the Knight of Wands and the Page of Swords. The Knight of Wands is usually my Sagittarius card, and the Page of Swords usually represents communication for me. So, I view it, the Ace, for example, might be an idea that you have, whereas the Page is actually communicating that idea. So you could be communicating to a Sagittarius, or maybe a Sagittarius is communicating with you. With Sagittarius on in mind as well, though, you have the ruler of Sagittarius, which is Jupiter in your third house, which is a communication house. And then Page of Swords, we have Mercury, that's going to be going direct again as well. I'm recording this on the 18th. It's about to go direct now, and then for September it'll be direct. So could be referring to communications too. You might just be feeling more communicative in September. That happens, especially with the sun in your sign as well. So a lot of things at play there. So this could just be saying that you're feeling energized. Given that this is a Sagittarius card, I always think of this as a card of travel as well. So some of you could be traveling in September. But yeah, both of these cards are in upright. So if it is communication, most likely it'll be positive. In the challenge position, we have the Two of Pentacles. So this could just be saying that you're juggling. Maybe you've just been busy. That's one possibility. Trying to think of what else comes to mind with those two cards that we had in the main position. Like I said, the Page I see more as communication as opposed to representing an actual person. So I don't necessarily see that you're trying to decide between two people. Could just be that you're held up making a decision right now. And if that's the case, you could give it a little time. Early in the month, the Mercury will be completely out of shadow, so that's a good thing. And you have a new moon. That's going to be pretty good coming up for you guys on the 9th, I believe, of September. So if anything, if you're just struggling to make some kind of decision, give it, a week or so into the month. You should be good to go from there. In the foundation position, we have the Six of Wands. So this is a positive card. It's normally a Leo card for me. But sometimes this could just be pointing to something as simple as people celebrating your birthday, everyone wishing you happy birthday online, for example, or texting you, calling you, emails, whatever, or getting out to celebrate with your friends. But this could just be recognition in general. So it could be recognition on the work front. That's a possibility as well. But definitely a good card to have no matter what, especially in the foundation position, because that means that could apply to everything here. In the past position, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this could just be saying that you secured a steady relationship in the past. I see no indicators that the relationship isn't still going on right now, but this could just be saying in the past you found emotional fulfillment. Sometimes this could just be saying, reconnecting with someone from the past as well. If you look, what they're wearing looks very similar to what the two children are wearing. So this could just be pointing to the fact that you might have reconnected with someone from your past as well. But either way, again, same as like I said with the Six of Wands, this is a pretty good card to have, even if it isn't a past position, because none of the other cards indicate that this broke up or anything if it is a relationship. All right, and then in the present position, we have the Temperance card. So this is actually the Major Arcana card for Sagittarius. So again, pointing to that Knight of Wands card, this could just be pointing out again that you really are dealing with a Sagittarius. If that's the case in the present position with the major arcana for them, that again drives on what I was saying, that given that it's an upright, if you receive communication from them, it should be honest and trustworthy communication, so you don't really have to doubt it regarding what it may be. Or again, like we said, if this is pointing to the fact that we have Jupiter in your third house right now with the Page of Swords, this could just be saying that you're very communicative this month, or that you need to communicate something. Um, this actually is the card that comes after death as well. So sometimes I see this as being rejuvenated, and that could certainly be the case. You know, you had the eclipse in your 12th house in Leo on August 11th, and just having the sun move through your 12th house, sometimes you could be feeling low on energy. Plus, your ruler was retrograde in your 12th house, and now it's going to be moving direct again. So, a lot of these signs just could be pointing to you feeling revitalized again. All right, and in your future position, we have the King of Cups. And this is actually normally my Scorpio card. So I'm just feeling a lot of third house energy again, because Scorpio, as a Virgo, Scorpio is your third house. And like I said, with the Page of Swords there, the fact that there's some Sagittarius cards, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and right now Jupiter is in your third house. This points to a lot of communication for me, but for some of you, this could definitely be that you're going to have a water sign in your life. Obviously, it could be a Scorpio, but it could also be a Cancer or Pisces. And looking at the environment card, that certainly would make sense as well. But yeah, it could just be that. Might even be you as well. Maybe you're just feeling more in touch with your emotions, especially like we said, all that 12th house energy that was just clearing up as we're moving towards September. This could be how you're feeling. All right. And in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Eight of Swords. So this could just be you feeling stuck again, pointing to that challenge card. That's a similar energy, saying that you're just feeling like you can't move forward right now for whatever reason, or having difficulty moving forward. And if you are feeling stuck for whatever reason, like I said, yeah, with all that 12th house energy, and now as we move towards September, Mercury should be pretty much completely out of shadow around Labor Day. So for those of you outside the U.S., let's say September 3rd or September 4th. By then, Mercury should be back, fully on course at that point. Then you guys have the new moon coming up on the 9th of September, I believe. So if you're feeling that way right now, by let's say the 9th to 10th, you'll probably be feeling a little bit more like yourselves and ready to go. But indicators I see here are saying that you should communicate, you should get out there. So, if that feels like too much of a challenge for you right now for whatever reason, if you're just low on energy, give it, like I said, about a third away into the month. You should be feeling out of this energy. But looking at these two cards, I would say try to stay positive. Everything around you looks pretty positive. So if you're just feeling stuck for some reason, if you could pull yourself out of energy, you should. All right. In the position of the environment influence on the situation, we have the Knight of Cups. This is normally my Pisces card. You can kind of see the fish on the person's uniform there. And a lot of times this could also point to a love offer, though. So this could be, maybe it's that Sagittarius that I'm seeing in the reading. Maybe a Sagittarius extends a love offer to you. Maybe even this Scorpio, or this could be the same person, saying that maybe midway through the month, they get into your life and make an offer to you. Um, Possibly that could be where this Two of Pentacles comes into play too. Maybe you've been dealing with a Sagittarius up to this point, and then somewhere around midway in the month, you have a water sign come into the picture, and maybe it has you trying to decide between those two. That's certainly a possibility. Um, but more than likely, I'm just seeing this as some kind of offer being made to you, regardless. And everything here is in the upright, so if that's an offer you receive, you can trust it. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Ten of Pentacles. I'm going to assume this is a hope, and this is actually a Virgo card too. So this represents the last 10 degrees of Virgo. So for those of you who were born, let's say around the 13th through the 23rd of September or so, I think, somewhere around there, this might resonate with you more. But yeah, I mean, as a hopes card, this is just saying that you're probably hoping for stability, financial security. You know, maybe you have the love part of your life going well, but the finances is still a struggle. So maybe that's what these cards are pointing to there. Um, so, you know, you're like, all right, my love life's on track. Now I got to get my finances on track. And if that's the case, you're going to have Venus moving through your second house most of September as well. So that should help with finances. You do have the Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck as well. So usually that refers to equality there. So, you know, if you were a little low on cash, even if it's just small things here and there, that should help you out throughout the month. And then in the outcome position, we have the Moon card. So, some people refer to this as a Pisces card. I don't necessarily see that, but what I would see this points to more than anything is this could be pointing to that new moon in your sign. Because I'd already been thinking about that when I was saying that, you know, maybe if you're having difficulty feeling like you can move forward right now, um, with the Mercury retrograde energy still clearing up early in that month, and then the new moon coming along on the 9th, maybe it's saying you could wait until that new moon and then you might know where to move and how to move forward from there. Sometimes this card is viewed as a card of deception. I don't necessarily see that. The way I think of it and the way I explain it usually is if you're in a dark, unfamiliar room, you know, when the light was on in the room, you had no problem moving around and getting where you needed to go. But let's say you wake up in the middle of the night and you haven't turned the light on, you're going to move around the room a little bit slowly, right? You might feel around, make sure you don't stub your toe on anything. It's not that anyone moved anything around while you were asleep. It's just that it's a room that's unfamiliar to you, so you have to feel it out. So this could just be pointing again to the energies here that if you're feeling like you know, you just can't move forward right now, could just be saying to feel the energy out before you make a decision. And maybe that's what the King of Cups is saying. Maybe that's the energy that you need to embody to decide which way to go. But all the cards I see on the table here are positive. So if it's just a timing thing, you're not feeling ready to move forward yet, you know, you don't have to push yourself either. Just you can wait until that full moon on the 9th. Then sometimes it'll take a couple days after that for the energy to really kick in. So let's say mid-month. You know, by mid-month, if you're feeling a little confused right now, not knowing which way to go next, by mid-month that should clear up for you. All right, and now we'll take a look at your oracle card, which is building blocks. Right, and there's the artwork for it, and it's number 28, if that number resonates with any of you. So we'll read the messages from that and then wrap up. All right. It says, strong foundations, a beautiful work in progress. You have everything you need to cultivate an extraordinary life. This is a time when your focus needs to be on the foundations you build upon. Your work, your relationships, and your very being are underwritten by your values, ethics, morals, and core beliefs. Are they still true for you? Will they stand the test of time and serve as the solid grounding upon which you construct your life? Now you are making changes that will affect everything in a positive way. Your destiny is truly a remarkable and beautiful design. So, I mean, the one card that comes to mind there when it talks about that, about rebuilding, change, making changes that will affect everything, makes me think of the Temperance card there because, like I was saying, that's the card in the Major Arcana that comes after the Death card. So it could just be saying that you're feeling rejuvenated and reborn in some kind of way. Um, but yeah, most likely that's what that's aligning with there. And for those of you if it's resonated as a relationship reading, I'll read that message next. It says, when you see this card, know that you are attracting new relationships into your life and solidifying the ones you already have by building them on foundations of honesty, humility, clear communication, and a genuine desire to know one another. You are moving towards laying the groundwork for a relationship with the firm footing that will ensure it can withstand any storm. Long-standing relationships are also repaired and strengthened. You and the other person are stronger, wiser, and more powerful together than apart. So I didn't necessarily see a reconciling of a relationship, but it's possible. Maybe it's saying that in the past you did have a strong relationship, and maybe for whatever reason it wasn't on track in recent months. And again, that could be pointing to all the retrogrades and eclipse energy everyone had too. I know it's been rough on quite a few people. So it could just be that maybe you had a bit of a falling out. Um, maybe you were feeling stuck in some kind of way, and this person extends a love offer to you, and you guys get things back on track. Could be that. Like I said, though, could be new relationships too, and that certainly seems to be at play. I mean, it looked like I said, it looked like you might have had a Sagittarius and a water sign, maybe Scorpio, maybe Pisces. So um, looks like really, like I said, it looks like almost everything around you is really good, but it's almost like you're not trusting it, with the Eight of Swords there and the Two of Pentacles. You know, again, this is, let's say you just feel like you can't trust it because maybe you had come out of a rough time with the Six of Pentacles there too. Everything's pointing to saying that, hey, whatever you have coming your way, that's good. You deserve it. So, try not to second guess it too much. All right, and for those of you if this resonates more as a finance reading, we'll read that message next. It says, you have everything you need to turn iron into gold in the alchemical process of creating the prosperous life you desire. Now is the time to build on the strong foundation you have already laid for your prosperity. Keep in mind that these building blocks are imbued with the sparkling energy of your intentions. Own your dream, and remember that you always have more than enough and always are enough, so abundance is ever present. Your creativity is divinely inspired, and the design for your life is taking shape in service to the world. You are meant for success. So, I, got a bit of a visual thought in my mind when I read the part that says, you have everything you need to turn iron into gold in the alchemical process. What came to mind there is the Eight of Swords here, right? This is to me often a card of being trapped in your thoughts, and then your hopes being the Ten of Pentacles. So almost, turning iron, right, into gold. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. So to me, that could be just emphasizing that, hey, if there's an idea you have, and maybe that's what this Page of Swords is about too, saying that if there is some kind of an idea you have and you want to move forward with this idea, you know, put it out there, communicate it. Especially too, if you are struggling financially, and that's what the Two of Pentacles is about. Um, I see everything on the table here supports you moving forward with that. So keep that in mind. And then that could be what the Six of Pentacles is saying too. That hey, if you put yourself out there, if there's an idea you have and you really put it out there in the world, then that'll help you get the finances that you were seeking. So just something to keep in mind there, guys. Trust yourself. Like I said, it's going to be your birthday month. You're coming out of the eclipse in your 12th house, and Mercury's going to be moving forward again. It's going to be in your sign for a good chunk of the month, and Venus will be in your second house for a good chunk of the month. So all those things are there to support that, and Jupiter in your third house too. So those are all pretty good indicators of good things to come. The new moon that's going to be in your sign is actually going to be sextile Jupiter too, which can help. So just something to keep in mind. All right, guys, trust yourself. Happy birthday, and I'll see you all next month.